Hi, everyone. Welcome to Real Recovery Talk. I'm Asha Brown, Executive Director of We Are Diabetes. Today, I want to talk about the best approach to telling your loved ones that you're struggling with an eating disorder. This is a really big topic, okay? I'm going to start sharing some thoughts, and then I'm going to share a lot of tips that I've come up with that have worked really well when I've worked with clients through We Are Diabetes. So, first of all, it's really hard to talk about something that is this huge secret in your life, right? And I know for me personally, my eating disorder was this precious thing that I had to protect and was obviously very important, but I also hated it. And I was terrified of the idea of telling the people closest to me about what I was doing and what I was going through. I was afraid of their reactions. I was afraid of their judgment. But I also realize now that I was afraid of actually vocalizing the truth of what I was doing to myself until I started speaking out loud about the behaviors of my eating disorder. It was sometimes easy to pretend that they weren't that serious or that real. And I'm sure that some of you watching this can relate to that. So here's the deal. Even in the safest and healthiest of relationships, it's very hard to share about the realities that you're facing and struggling with your eating disorder. You're going to feel embarrassed. You're going to feel ashamed. You're going to worry that your loved ones are probably going to tell you to stop engaging in your eating disorder, and you may not feel ready to do that. So here's the deal. Being honest with your loved ones, no matter how hard and icky and awful the concept feels, to tell them, it's very important. And there's no way for you to find true and full recovery until you let the people closest in to this journey with you. You can't live a fully authentic life until you release the secrets that are keeping you sick. So now we're going to go through a list that I've compiled of things to think about, some ideas to keep in mind as you start to plan out the conversation you might be having in the future with one of your loved ones, and start to let them in to your struggles. So the first idea that I want you guys to keep in mind is you need to set aside a day and time to tell your person. You need to make it a date. And you need to make sure that it's not over a meal. And you need to make sure also that it's not late at night. Your loved one is going to have questions and they're going to want to talk about this. So you want to make sure that you're not in a stressful situation and that you're both awake so that you can focus on the important conversation. The second thing is you want to start this conversation that you have personally struggled with accepting how serious this is and that you know it's a big deal. A lot of people who love you will have this reaction where they get really worried and they know all of the medical complications that come with high blood sugars, and they might start spurting that stuff off to you. And so you need to say that you do understand that, and that with this type of an eating disorder, it's not lack of knowledge, right? It has nothing to do with lack of knowledge. And you can tell them that you're ready to start considering getting help from trained professionals and that it's not their job to try to fix you and your eating disorder. That's very important. You also need to share that it's not helpful for them to tell you what to eat, what not to eat, or to constantly ask you if you've taken your insulin. That's an important one too, right? Another thing is if they are this type of person, you need to request that they not talk about diets or calories, burning calories, losing weight, fitness, workout stuff, and they also need to stop, if they have been, they need to stop making any sorts of comments on what your body looks like. Now, with that being said, you need to also tell them what they can do to support you. So maybe that means checking in about feelings more, asking how your day was, how you're feeling. Maybe it means them helping you look and locate a therapist, or maybe it actually means them driving you to treatment to support you. If there are certain foods that you know that trigger you to binge, and your loved one or this person and you live with them has frequently purchased them, ask them not to buy them for a while. They will do that for you. They will support you. They want to help you with this. If they're bringing in a lot of chips or crackers or cookies or something that you feel very tempted to binge on, ask them not to be purchasing those things, or ask them to, if they're going to purchase them, to keep them away from the common space. The other thing that you can talk to them about is that if they do catch you in a binge, you need to share with them that it's not their responsibility to try to make you stop. Instead, you can suggest that they ask you a gentle question like, hey, is everything okay? Do you want to talk? But again, it's not their responsibility to try to fix your eating disorder, and it's okay to really to press that with them. You just want their support and their encouragement to continue to work towards recovery. Now, it's very important that once you've shared this information with your person, that you give them space to ask questions. And sometimes that can freak us out a little bit. We may not be ready, actually, to answer all of their questions, and we may not even know all of the answers to those questions. And that is okay. You can tell them, I don't know. I might know later, but right now I don't know. And I'm just telling you what I do know right now. And I just need your support. It's also really important to give your person some time to process and to avoid getting defensive with them. Even though this is a very personal, scary thing that you're sharing, it's going to affect your loved one, and you need to honor the fact that they're going to need to process it as well because they love you. So I hope some of these concepts have been helpful to you. If you do have questions or you need more additional support in instigating this conversation with a loved one, you can reach out to us at wearediabetes.org.